Hello, my name is Parker from the Gilbert and Nash Company in Appleton, Wisconsin. Today I would like to take some time to give you a more in-depth look at our Air Command retrofit system, Model 2260. This unit is designed to save you time, frustration, and make your process a lot more efficient. So let's dig into it and go take a look. Alright, before we dig into the Gilbert and Nash Air Command retrofit system Model 2260, let's take some time to talk about some common problems with OEM Palm Guide Actuators. Some common problems with OEM Palm Guide Actuators is that they're very complicated. They utilize springs, plungers, balls and seats, bushings and linkages. They also utilize sealed bearings which can fail prematurely and without warning, making a small problem a very large problem. Palm Guide actuators are exposed to very wet and or very hot environments, so it is crucial that they have lubricating oil circulating through them at all times. So let's move on from the unreliable and start talking about the reliable. The Gilbert and Nash Company has been manufacturing and designing guided equipment for over 100 years. The Air Command retrofit system is actually modeled off another existing Gilbert Nash product, which is the 10558 or the 10558A air valve assembly. These air valve assemblies can be found as standard equipment on Gilbert Nash guiding systems worldwide. So let's talk about why the Air Command retrofit system works and why it is so great. To start, the Air Command retrofit system is machined holding a tolerance as little as 1/10 of a thousandth. So that means the stem and the body of this guiding system are held to very tight tolerances, which make them very accurate when dealing with bleed air pressures. This Palm Guide actuator is based off a simple design. So what we talked about with OEM guide or Palm Guide actuators is that there's all these moving components. With all those moving components, we have failures. This eliminates a lot of the moving parts, which in turn eliminates a lot of the possibilities for failures. Lastly, I'd like to talk about one of the most important things when operating constantly on a machine in varying temperatures and dealing with wet environments also, and that is the constant supply of lubricating oil. This Palm Guide actuator is always receiving circulating oil, which is keeping all the internal components lubricated. Keeping those components lubricated means that the Palm Guide actuator is always acting smooth, which is giving the guide reliable and precise movements. Next, I just want to do a brief overview of the Air Command retrofit system. The Air Command retrofit system can be mounted either left or right hand if space is critical in the mounting spot where this is going to be mounted. We can either do, this would be a right hand cylinder mount. We can also facilitate a left hand cylinder mount if space is critical. The Air Command unit is meant to be what we call plug and play. We don't want there to have to be a ton of modification done when installing the Air Command on the machine. The Air Command does have a 3/4 MPT hole in the mounting block on the back side of the Air Command. And there are also 2 additional holes. These are meant to mount up to what an OEM Palm Guide actuator would mount to. On the side of the Air Command here, you can see that we have 2 air inlet, and then this is for whether you're running a single bleed off or a double bleed off system. If you're running a single bleed off system, we would have one of these being hooked up. The other one would be plugged. If we're running a double bleed, we'd be utilizing both of these air inlets on the Air Command itself. The third one is an oil inlet, and there are a variety of different ways that you can feed oil into this Air Command. This Air Command can be mounted up to 60 degrees either way without an issue. So we do have other areas available to have oil delivered to the Air Command itself. Now all these fittings have very high quality instrument filters on them, and that's to ensure that we don't have any foreign matter coming through the air lines or the oil lines to make sure everything stays clean. Gilbert and Nash does also supply different palm blades. We do have our standard stainless steel palm blades. We also offer rockite coated palm blades depending on the process. Lastly, these palm arms are weighted. So naturally they are meant to follow the web or belt with minimum friction. However, there is also an optional spring assembly. Like I said, depending on the process, some people utilize the spring system, some don't. Just gives a little extra tension on the palm blade to make it follow the belt or web or wire more consistently. In conclusion, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to learn about another one of Gilbert Nash's products. The Air Command Retrofit system, it's a great product. It's an exciting product. It's eliminated a lot of unnecessary downtimes, a lot of frustration, and a lot of unnecessary maintenance. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Otherwise, you can visit our website at www.gilbertandnash.com. Again, my name is Parker from the Gilbert and Nash Company, and remember, it's time to say goodbye to unreliable and hello to reliable with the Gilbert and Nash Air Command Retrofit system.